Hi, welcome back to my channel where we talk about my cosplay builds and costumes and things now apparently. So this is, I really need to count the weeks because I don't know how many weeks I've been doing this, but I think it's week number 11 and things are progressing and I'm super excited. So this week in my No Flutter Sailor Cosmos build, I finished the skirt. It's done except for snaps. I got the waistband stitched on. It looks wonderful. Very, very excited. I do feel a bit clownish in it because it is so poofy, but I'm very happy that it's thick enough that all those sheer fabrics actually cover me. I'll still wear booty shorts underneath it, but it works. I am going to remove the iridescent from the rainbow. I don't like how those aren't like perfect because I'd cut them by hand and seal them with glue. Not a fan. I guess I can't really say that the skirt is done because there is an overskirt that I need to make, but I don't have enough fabric and I'm kind of on the fence about what fabric I want to use. So I was originally going to use crystal organza, but I don't know if that's what I'm going to use. So I'm exploring fabric options and Joann's was just out of everything today. So I'm just going to have to look online and I guess hope for the best. I guess I should mention I have a guest with me today. This is Faya. She loves to be on my chair. She's usually there in my office. I don't usually take her into my studio with me, but she hopped on the chair as I was wheeling it to the other room and decided to stay. So she's gonna be here the whole time. Anyway, so yeah, so I got the skirt done. I attached additional jewels to the top of the bust area. There's these little dangle things in the artwork, which if I zoom in on the artwork, you'll be able to see these little black lines. That's how I interpreted it, was with these clear dangles. And then I got the 3D printed leaves attached, and then I covered the horrendous looking holes on top with these pearls. And I think they looked pretty darn good. And then I think I made my absolute favorite thing ever. I made this. Because like I've been trying to take a good picture of it myself and I just can't. I didn't want to do like the mirror thing, but look at this glove. This is amazing. I don't know why I love it so much, but my stretch fabric stitching is very straight and clean. It sits where I want it, and then I bedazzled it. The artwork said something along the lines of bedazzle the crap out of it, and I don't think I went that far, but I did a fun little pattern up here, and it's somewhat reflected down here, and I just absolutely love wearing this thing. I have to make a second one. But I don't have any more of this stretch fabric left and Joann's was out. So I'm gonna have to order some online, which is unfortunate because this is my favorite 4-way stretch. It is $25 a yard. So I usually go in and buy half a yard and then use a coupon. And online, I think they make you buy 2 yards. And it's on sale for $17 a yard. So I can't use the 50% off coupon that I usually have lying around. So that's unfortunate, but I'm thinking about making Princess Sailor Moon for MomoCon, so maybe I should go ahead and buy the extra fabric. Anyway, so yeah, so this sleeve, super easy to make. You just measure the top part of your arm, and then I always measure my wrist, and then I just draw like a line connecting the 2 points so that it makes a trapezoid. Did I get that right? No, I don't think so, but it makes that shape. And then I added a point to the end just based on wrist to my knuckle where I wanted it to sit. And then I cut that out and I actually do a stitch on the edges of that shape, put it on, and then I actually pin it tighter against my arm, take it off, and then do another stitch so that the stitching actually winds up following the curvature of my arm. And I don't know why I didn't know this, but I have stretch stitches on my sewing machine. I have a straight stretch stitch and a zigzag stretch and then like 3 or 4 others. So I've always just used the straight stitch. That's so hard to say. I always just use the straight stretch stitch. But on the gloves, it was breaking. It was not, I don't know why, when I bit my arm and it would snap, but I've used it on bodices and stuff. So I don't know why, but I like just figured out that you can use the triple stitch, and you don't even need a walking foot to use the triple stitch. Just use a triple stitch in your normal foot on your sewing machine, and it just works on stretch stitch. It works better than using a walking foot, and it works better than using any of the stretch stitches on my machine. So I just stumbled upon some comments on someone else's post in a costume group that I'm in, and that's what they said to use. I'm like, what? How did I not know of this magic? I wouldn't have wasted my money on a walking foot, but it is what it is at this point. So one glove is finished, and I will make the second glove whenever I get the fabric. Next step that I've been working on is, so she has this glove, and I thought it was originally attached to a full sleeve, but when I was looking at the artist notes, it's not. So that's why that is separate. She also has a poof sleeve up top that then goes into an additional sheer poof. I have called that sheer part a bishop sleeve because that's just what it looks like to me. So that's what I'm going to do. But the top poof has those triangle cutouts in it, much like the Little Mermaid sleeve, that like fantasy princessy type sleeve. And I have done that on Ariel, which I will put up on the screen. But the way I did that was I took a sleeve pattern, and then on that pattern, I just cut triangles of fabric out and then stitched the white fabric on that so that it was covering the cutouts. And then I hand stitched a bunch of little pearls around the edges to hide that stitching and raw edge. Because this is a competition piece, I wanted it to be better than that. So I found online a few suggestions and I decided to try this one. I don't remember where I got this from, but if I do, I'll throw it down in the description. So essentially you take your sleeve when it's flat and you cut out sections of it and replace those with a contrasting color. So in this case, I had a white sleeve and I cut out the middle sections and added in gold fabric, which I did 3 inches wide, and I added a little bit of seam allowance to make up for the fact that I'm going to have to stitch all this back together. So then I stitched it back together and I had this like self-made striped textile, right? And so then you take the gold section and you pleat the top together, then you pleat the bottom together. You do that on all of them and you stitch it together, and that gives you that slashed diamond-like shape on the sleeve. So that's very exciting that it worked. I still did a gather around the top and the bottom just to add a little more oomph to it, and then it will be attached to an inner sleeve and then stuffed with some pillow fluff. I don't know what you call it, but pillow filling, to make it hold its shape. And then I will attach a bishop sleeve to the bottom and then some elastic on the top and inside of that poof sleeve, because they will not be attached to the corset. Sleeves were my progress this week, it turns out. I don't think I did anything else. So now I've been waiting for my foam. I think I did next day delivery, and it has been pushed back every day. I'm sure it's because Black Friday and Thanksgiving, but it just got here today. And it was supposed to be here, I think, originally on Sunday. And then I think my next update was Tuesday and on Wednesday. I don't know, but I got it today. So this weekend, I think I'm going to run it through the laser and get new feathers cut out and work on finishing that brooch. My little resin pieces are nearly complete. I did pour the resin on the back to hold in all of that paint, and they are still curing because that resin takes quite a while to cure compared to the resin I'm used to. So that I think that's it. We have the resin brooches finished. I poured a bunch of additional little resin pieces that I might use as little dangly bits just because I had the extra resin mixed up. Oh, and I have all of my materials for my wings. So I am going to make a prototype pair of wings and see how that goes. I'm actually really excited to do it. So I was going to do it tonight, but it's late, and so I'm probably going to go to bed instead. So I'll probably do it tomorrow, but I did draw out in Illustrator the fairy wing design, and I have that ready to go in the Cricut Maker. So it just needs to be printed, and I'll go through a whole, like, how I make that. It is heavily based off of the way that I think it's called fancy fairy things and wings, something like that. I will definitely link that in the description. It's based off their tutorial, and then I signed up for her Patreon so that I can understand how to make mechanical wings, because I do want a pair of mechanical wings. So that is the plan. So next week, because I can't finish my other sleeve. So my next week's plan is to finish one full sleeve, and add the snaps to the skirt waistband. Honestly, that might get pushed off. I hate putting in fasteners. All right, next week will be the main brooch, the sleeve, and a prototype pair of wings. That is what I'm going to do next week, or at least that's my plan for next week. So we'll see how far I get on that. So yeah, that is it for this week. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed that last video I posted. It was a little different. And if any other costumes in shows, movies, whatever pop up, I might make more content like that because I really enjoyed just voicing my opinion. I am finally going to sit down and edit my Jekyll and Hyde video. I will edit the first part, which that video will be all around Jekyll and the undergarments. And then the next video I think will be about Hyde and then the transition with how they fit together. So that will be coming. If I get it edited tomorrow, I'll post it on Monday. I might give myself the week to do it, but that is also on my to-do list, is to finish that episode or that video, because I want to get it up so I can focus on this build. I will have more long form videos detailing the construction techniques that I did to make Cosmos eventually, probably when she's done. But for now, that's all I have this week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!